Do you know what time it is? It's Trey time. Yes, we're talking about Trey Lance. We're going to talk about his training video that broke the internet on last night. And we're going to break it down right here on the Wayne Breezy Show. Special guest, the one and only Mr. Jason Hurley is going to be here. We're going to have some fun today. It's Good Friday. Happy Passover Day to everybody out there. Let's get this party started right, baby.
Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Yeah. Breezy this, breezy that. Ain't nobody working like Breezy, and that's a fact.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Wayne Breezy and the one and only Mr. Jason Hurley. We're in the building. What's going on, Jason?
Not much. What's going on, Wayne?
Nothing much, man. I'm excited today, Jason, because there were some Trey Lance sightings on yesterday, and I don't know about you, but it was like a breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
So I'll tell you what, we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get some people on the show, have them talk about it. It's going to be a nice little quick show, guys, for everybody out there. Happy Passover Day to everybody out there. It's Good Friday for those that know what that means. I want to get the show started by celebrating the Breezy's Bunch members because they've been in here early, and I want to give the one and only, hold on, let me just get it pulled up. Let's get these going real quickly. Let's start with the first one that I see on my screen from Miss Leslie. She says, I may miss your show this morning, but let me say this. Training with Patrick Mahomes bodes well for young Trey. I also hope it scares Mahomes. LOL. Hashtag BB Go Niners. I like the way you're thinking, Leslie. I like the way you're thinking. All right, my man Troy is in the house. Good morning, Breezy. 49er Jeff is in the building. Nia with the good morning and happy Friday with the hashtag BB. Miss Jax Knox is in the building with the hashtag. She says, happy Good Friday, y'all. All right, happy Good Friday, y'all. Let's see some other of the Breezy Bunch bosses in the building. Let's see what his take is. Good morning, Niner fan. Trey throwing smooth spirals. I see improvement in delivery 100. Let's go. They better not trade this gift. I'm with you. They bet not, right? Mike Ing is in the building. What's going on? Shadow Vision is in the building, and the one and only, the queen herself, Miss Peachy Brown, is in the building. What's up, Breezy and Jason and BB? Happy Good Friday to everyone and to all the subscribers out there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm super excited today because, you know, everything that we've been talking about lately has been, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold. And at the end of the day, man, it comes down to this team, even though it's stacked, Jason, with a bunch of pieces, a bunch of weapons, even though it's stacked, it's like it all comes down to those three guys. And we know the situation with Brock, and now it's the competition between Trey and Sam. I'm not seeing any Sam Darnold videos out there, but the Trey Lance video broke the internet yesterday. We're going to take a look at it. I want to get Jason's opinions on it. You know, we're gonna try to break it down as much as we can. It's not much, but it's something to talk about. And before we do that, let's go ahead and get through the formalities of the show. Guys, make sure if you're already watching, hit that like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. All right, there's the link right there, youtube.com/Wayne Breezy. It's also available for podcasting. If you guys want to listen to the show, you don't want to watch our ugly faces, you can go ahead and listen to our beautiful voices, right? Subscribe to the Wayne Breezy Show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the various podcasting networks out there. All right, there's exclusive content for those that are members of the Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Wayne Breezy. All right, Twitter, follow and subscribe at the Wayne Breezy, as well as on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget to go check out the apparel, which you can get right now, www.twben.com/shop. Since it's Good Friday, there will be a Easter promo code going around. I'll make sure I put that out there for those that want to shop. All right, it'll be in the link in the description of the show. All right, if you want to email me, it's thewayneBreezy@gmail.com. All right, Jason. It's Friday. Before we get into the show, like, what are your plans for the weekend and things like that?
My plans: just sit back and relax, watch some XFL.
XF, I just couldn't get. I watched one game. Is it the playoffs now for the XFL or something?
No, it's the final couple weeks,
Okay,
and then it'll be playoffs.
I can't get into it. Uh, all right, Jason, you have one chance right now to sell
Okay.
me to watch the XFL this weekend. How would you sell it to me?
Boy, that's hard. The rules are so unique. The kickoff rules, where the players have to be 5 yards apart and they can't move until the ball is touched by the
Mhm.
returner. And that onside kick rule, 4th and 15, I really love that.
Okay. See, okay. Explain the 4th and 15 rule. They have to punt or something. What do they have to do if it's 4th and 15? I don't get it.
They can, after they score a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, and they want to get the ball back, instead of doing a conventional onside kick, they can do a 1/4 and 15 play. So they get the 15 yards, they get to keep the ball and keep going. Do a 1/4 and
That's
15.
different.
Yeah.
That's different. I hope the league. Well, do you like that rule? Just curious.
Yeah, I do. I do. I think it's unconventional and I think it's unique. And I think the NFL would be wise to adopt something similar.
All right. I mean, Dome says that 4th and 15 can change games.
Hmm.
Uh, it's going to be interesting to see. Like, you know what? That's gonna make me want to watch the XFL this weekend because now I need to see it. But if you have a link of it to show me something like if you've seen the team do it or whatever, whatnot, send me that link. I just want
Hmm.
to I want to check that out. So he was talking about the 4th and 15 rule. I still don't get it, but maybe if I actually watch the daggone game, it'll probably have better understanding to the context that Jason is talking about. So there's a 4th and 15 rule. Anything else to sell me on watching the XFL this weekend?
I like the challenge rule. You can challenge one play. You
Mm.
can't do two challenges like in the NFL. You get one challenge per game, and you can challenge anything that any play. Say you think the offensive lineman was holding or the cornerback did pass interference. You can throw the flag and they can overturn the call.
So if you win the challenge, do you get another one or is just straight up one
No,
period? I
one
don't think
period.
you think the coaches would like that in the NFL though?
No,
that
I
so the,
think that should be added on to the
to
extra
the two.
challenges.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I could
that's
dig
what I
that.
would do.
I was getting ready to say because these coaches are stingy with the two. They get one, they might not know how to act. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's funny. That's funny to me. All right, so two things to sell the XFL. All right, give me one player or give me a team that you feel is the team that I should watch or anybody else out there should watch.
The DC Defenders.
So the DC Defenders, guys. The DC
Yep,
Defenders. Okay, the DC Defenders is
Jordan.
the team that we need to pay attention to. All right,
Yep.
all right, guys. Tomorrow is it tomorrow? Only tomorrow?
Tomorrow and Sunday.
All right. So tomorrow and Sunday, everybody out there, we're gonna get a little extra football in, extra for the XFL, and we're gonna pay attention and own in on the DC Defenders, and we're gonna see how many times are they only able to do that 4th and 15 once a game, or
As many times as they want to.
and we're gonna pay attention to the 4th and 15 rule. That's gonna be something that I'm interested in. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the XFL out there? A thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat? Because a lot of people actually watch it. Listen, they can't go without football. We're gonna start the show off with a super chat from Jackson Knox. She says, "Good morning, Breezy and Jason. Let's have a great show. Let's have a good Friday. Trey looks so much bigger. I love it. I'm ready for some football." Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that video and we'll watch it. So, matter of fact, let me get that video queued up. I'm hoping everything works right because for some reason it's just not doesn't want to properly play while I have a different browser. So I opened up a different browser, Jason. So let's see if this works out. All right. So here's the
Okay.
video for those that didn't get a chance to watch the video. All right. It's of Trey Lance and it's of Patrick Mahomes together. Shout out to my man Eric for putting it together for me. And this is them throwing. You'll see it, see it similar. Well, we'll compare and contrast after we watch the video.
Mhm.
Let me not give any more preface to it. But here's the video. Hopefully it plays. All right. So I know it was quick. It was a quick video. I mean, you look at it,
Mhm.
you're like, what am I watching? Well, you're watching Trey Lance on the left, you're watching Patrick Mahomes on the right. First take from the video, Jason. What was your first the first thing you noticed? I'm just curious to know.
Much tighter ball release. Much tighter release. The spiral looks good. He looks like he's improved a lot from over last year. It almost reminds me of Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh, do
I
tell.
I know I know he was considered the baby Mahomes coming out of North Dakota State. So just the spiral and just the throw, it looks kind of like Mahomes. I'm not saying it is Mahomes, but I like the nice spiral.
A lot of people are agreeing with you about the spiral. What's so important about like why is that so important to have a nice spiral?
To me, to have a nice spiral, it's just so the ball gets to the receiver. I mean, it's you need a nice spiral, so you don't have some sort of freak play where you get intercepted. To me, that's to me that is
Yeah, I'm thinking the tighter the spiral, the better the ball is able to travel through the air. Because I'm thinking physics and
right. Yeah,
aerodynamics and all that type of stuff. So
yeah,
when the ball's like a flippity floppity, like remember Trey Lance even though he can get the ball down the field, we were looking at like ducks, kind of like the ball was just floppy,
yeah.
kind of.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah. So to me, the spiral itself, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I mean, that was the first thing you owned in on. Anything else that you saw? You know,
I just think that he's got a better grip on the ball, and he just a tighter grip, and he's getting that ball out quicker, more catchable, like Terradome said.
yeah. Spiral is more catchable, less wind resistance. That's exactly what we were talking about. Also, JM617
Yep.
says it's easier for the receiver. I mean, I'm not sure the name of the
Yeah.
receivers that were receiving for Mahomes and Trey Lance, but I mean, those balls were dropping that like both of those passes were dimes. Let's talk about
Yeah.
the mechanics. I know a lot of people feel like they need to see more and we're gonna get that. I feel like OTAs, this is kind of like what OTAs is gonna be like. You know what I mean? It's not
Hmm.
going to be the pass rush and all that type of stuff coming at Trey. I mean, it'll be maybe 7-on-7s and things like that, but you're gonna see a lot of 1-on-1s and Trey dropping back, and it's baby steps, right? Because when I was watching quarterbacks kind of like get ready for the combine, they started with the one-on-ones. They started with their drills and then they did the one-on-one drills. So you'll get the receiver and the DB lined
Hmm.
up one-on-one, and it's more to see if they can get the ball out, get the air, and then they go into the 7-on-7s, and then it was the full, and that's when you really can
Oh,
assess what the quarterback
yeah.
does.
Yeah. Exactly. Definitely. They 7-on-7. It's a good assessment, but when they go full 11-on-11, that's where you really get the assessment, the good one. But yeah,
Yeah.
they start out going 1-on-1, and then the 7-on-7, and then finally they come at it with the 11-on-11.
And you guys are going to start to see that as we break stuff down, because once the OTAs start, you're going to get a lot of one-on-ones, and the one-on-ones are not necessarily for the quarterback. They're really about the receiver. They want to know in the one-on-one situation, can that wide receiver get open? And then they're assessing the quarterback to see if they're throwing the ball to a spot post to the actual receiver. because you want the ball to get to a specific place. Does it have the velocity? Does it have does it have the the right spiral, or whatever it is you're looking? Is the quarterback going through the right mechanics? Is it a quicker release? There's so many things you're assessing the quarterback on, but in the one-on-ones, you're really looking to see how the cornerback is playing, the defender, if it's a linebacker on a running back, if it's a safety on a tight end, if it's a DB or a cornerback on a wide receiver. You're looking to see those DBs and how they're playing the defenders, and then you're looking at the pass catchers and seeing how they're able to run their routes and get open. So one-on-ones are super important. And we get to the 7-on-7s, it's minus the pass rush. That's kind of like how I look at it. You're going to get a front, you're going to get your back end, and you're not going to get that necessary pass rush. But this is to see if Trey is looking at the safety. Is he not looking at the safety? Because the key is, as a quarterback, right, is you don't want to stare at the safety. You want to fake the safety out. Am I wrong, or like how does that work?
Nah, I agree. You don't want to look at the safety. You want to fake them out.
Yeah,
Like
you
you
want them
said,
out of the
fake them
play,
out.
right? Right. So
Yeah,
those are your
yeah.
7-on-7s. And then when you get to the 11-on-11s,
Like,
now you
yeah,
put the pass rush in there, Jason. That's when,
yeah.
whether it's full throttle or not, I mean, you got ends, you got interior, and to me, I know we're talking about Trey Lance and his video, but I'm excited to see how much better the defense gets, and how much is going to make Trey Lance better. So, with the improvement of the defense, I guess my question to you is, how much better will the quarterback for the 49ers be, whether it's Trey, Sam, or Brock Purdy?
I think playing against what I believe will be at least a top five defense, if not the best defense again in the league, it's going to really help prepare Sam or Trey for what they're going to see out there. Going up against those guys every week, every day that they're practicing, it's going to be huge. It's really going to help the quarterback, help him go through his motions. Just it's going to help him tremendously produce.
I agree. I agree 100%. You know, having, I think, Fred Warner himself, there's already a little banter going on between the two. If you watch the stuff in the offseason around the Super Bowl time when Trey Lance did the interview with Rich Eisen, you heard Trey kind of take a stab at Fred Warner. Last year, Brandon Ayuk and Fred Warner went at it, and we see how that shaped up for Brandon Ayuk um, throughout the regular season last year. And what are your thoughts about Trey Lance? You're looking at this kid. He's practicing with the best quarterback in the league right now. Like, he's training and practicing. They're having conversation. Like, what do you think that bodes for a young kid like Trey Lance?
I think it's really, really big because he's getting likely a lot of recommendations, a lot of suggestions, a lot of insight into what Mahomes does. And that can translate, I mean, the one thing we were told about Trey Lance was that he's a guy on the at quarterback that can like adapt. He's good with adapting to what's going on the fly. Right, at the line of scrimmage, you can see what's going on. He did he was better than Jimmy at doing that, and I just think it's tremendous amount of knowledge that he's getting that he
Yeah,
should not take lightly.
yeah, yeah. If I'm Trey Lance, I'm not playing like fanboy or nothing, but
Right.
I'm definitely having that conversation because Mahomes is still young, but he's a veteran now in the league. So I'm having that conversation. What are some of the things you had to do? Blah 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 blah. Like, I'm just trying to just pick his ear. And I'm a type of learner that kind of learn by watching. So modeling works for me. I don't know if it works for everybody else, but if I see you do something, I'm really sitting there not trying to mimic everything that you did, but if you're doing something that's correct, I want to see if I could do it to make it correct as well. So I'm a modeling type of a learner, and I would sit there and watch. And so when you look at that throw, we'll watch it again. I swear they're identical. Like the
Yeah,
releases, the spirals, the catches.
yeah, I was on the web zone, 49ers web zone, and I was looking at Rohan's article, and I looked at the two throws, and I said, "Wow, they look awfully similar." They really did. Now, I'm not saying Trey Lance is like all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes, but I think he could be getting there.
Yeah, I agree.
He could.
I agree. There's so many positive things that you can get from this video. I know everybody's zoned in on the throw, his spiral. Jacqueline mentioned something earlier in her first statement, and she said that Trey Lance looked bigger. Now I don't have a still shot of it, but if you look at Trey Lance, he does look like he's not leaning out. He looks like he's bulking up. Um,
Yeah,
what do you think the purpose of that is, for a football player to bulk up? I always say, Jason, that when they come out of college, it's going to take them a couple of years to get into their football man body. And with
yeah,
Trey,
yeah,
what are your thoughts about that?
yeah. I agree. I think it's gonna make him more durable. It's gonna get him into better shape. Just all around, it's gonna help him get into that football body that college versus the pros is such a different game.
Oh
The
yeah.
pros is so much faster.
Yeah. You see a lot of people in the
Yeah,
chat saying he added
yeah,
muscle,
yup, yup,
and you can see it too. Like you can see him kind of like
yeah,
just being a little bit not ripped and cut up, just bulkier. If you ever
yeah,
work
yeah,
out, it's always good to bulk up first and then lean out. So you build the muscle and then you shred, right? And that's gonna make your
yeah,
muscles like
right,
really stand out. I don't want him shredding. I hope he's I'm not nothing against dieting and vegan and all that type of stuff, but I'm hoping he has a really good
right.
diet and he's able to go out there. I wonder, and I know a lot of people don't like when Trey Lance runs, and being bigger may affect his running. Do you think the injury is going to cause Trey Lance to play football like a tad bit more scarce? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when Jimmy tore his ACL, he was kind of scared to run. Like you know what I mean? He was scared to take off. He was scared to plant that foot and kind
Yeah,
of be gone. You think Trey's gonna have that same type of a mindset?
I think I want to say yes. He will have some sort of a mindset like that. I think it's going to weigh on him, but I think as the season goes on, if he's doing well and he is playing, he is the quarterback. I think that'll be more, okay, he's going to feel better. Kind of like, Nick Bosa. He had the terrible ACL injury. He came back and he looked better than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how Nick looked better than ever. So maybe Trey, you know, a couple weeks, he's a little hesitant, and then finally he gets that urge to run, but slide this time. So yeah,
I mean, we do see him have a problem with sliding. I don't
yeah.
think that's why he got injured. I think
No,
his
I don't think
injury
either.
came more to just a missed block and a missed blocking
Yeah,
assignment and him just not falling forward the right way. If he fell forward to me the right
yeah,
way, like a running back, I don't think he would have got bent back to where his ankle would have got cracked. That's kind of like how I looked at it,
right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I look at it as that too. Um, yeah, he go forward, fall forward better or more, and I think he'll be better off injury wise.
I
He
agree
won't
with
get
that.
injured. Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. Now, listen, the narrative out there, and it's been put out there by several media heads, whether they're national media or 49er media or whatever, that there's a possibility that, um, Trey Lance may somehow get traded. Now, from a financial standpoint, I want you to tell the world why that doesn't make any sense from a financial standpoint.
Financially standpoint, they lose cap room. They lose about 1.55 million to 2 million in cap room, and they've got about 3 million in cap room right now. They just simply can't do it. You can't afford to trade him, even if you're going to get back a first round pick. I mean, you invested so much in getting Trey Lance, you have to give him a chance. You can't you can't give up on the kids this soon.
Do you
You
get
just
any
can't.
sense from the organization that they may give up on Trey Lance if the offer is good?
I don't think they're trading him. I don't. I really don't. I
I mean,
don't
it doesn't make
foresee it.
sense to trade him, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, it makes no sense.
And I'm hoping that like I'm so here's the thing. I want everybody to know that no one probably loves Trey Lance more than I do. And so I'm not painting the agenda to where I want this kid to move on but I do want the best for Trey Lance. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes I get in my feelings and I'll be like, yo, we're not doing him right. And so then from there, I'm like, oh man, like I kind of wish he can go somewhere where he could just show the world and punch him in the mouth. That's the type of person that I am. Like, you know what I mean? If
Right,
the
right.
49ers aren't going to give him that opportunity, like you said, like they just need to give him a chance. If they're not going to give him that fair chance, like then I'm like, ah, come on, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this kid wants to play football. And you can tell he wants to play football. Matter of fact, he's with Patrick Mahomes, probably learning how to play better football, right? How to be a better quarterback, how to be a better professional. There's so many things you can get from just hanging with the Patrick Mahomes. Even though he's a couple of years older than Trey Lance, right? He's not that much older, but the simple
Right.
fact that he's former MVP, right? He's got 2 Super Bowls under his belt. To me, isn't that who you would want to hang around? I always was told to hang around champs. If you want to beat a champ, you got to beat the champ. And so hang around
Yeah,
champs, learn their mannerisms, learn how they talk, learn how they walk, learn how they play, take that shit, and then use it against them.
I agree. 100%.
That's just me, man.
100%.
I'm
I
I'm
agree.
I'm probably weird when I think about it, but it's just me. I'm so for Trey Lance getting a shot, and so I don't even care if I no longer care, Jason, if the chance is fair. I just want Trey Lance to take this opportunity and just do it. Like and I believe he will, but I just want him to, whatever the adversity is that he's faced up against, coming into this season, I want him to just smack that junk right in the face, bro. Like take this adversity and just psh, 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 psh. And the way he will do it is by doing two things: being productive and helping his team win games. What do you think?
Agreed. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Totally. I agree 100%, Wayne. 100%.
Gotta it'll let me ask you this from an injury, and we
Hmm.
watched football for a long time, but
Hmm.
from an injury, like Trey Lance's, him being as young as he is, do you think that this may get into his mental at all, or do you think this kid's gonna just shake it off, go out there and play football again?
I think he's just going to shake it off and go out there and play football.
I think everybody agrees with you, Jason. I think
Yeah.
everybody agrees with you. You know that
Hmm.
that's kind of like who Trey Lance is. If you guys know this, don't know anything about Trey, this is kind of the Trey that like I've learned over the last 3 years. And number one, he's the type of person that when he makes a mistake, he doesn't make the same mistake twice, and we don't talk about that a lot. Like we don't
No,
talk
we
about
don't.
like, oh, he threw this interception, but if he throws another interception, it won't be the same type of interception. Like you get what I mean? So at least he's learning. All right, safety was cheating. I was staring him down. I should have did better. I won't do that again. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely agree.
Let's get to
Yeah.
the super chat contribution from Uncle
Okay.
Scott. Says, hey, Breezy and Jason, our Trey Lance, I love that, will ball out bearing injury this season. Let's effing go. Faithful to the Bay. Thank you for the contribution. What are your thoughts about this? Bearing injury this season. If he's not injured, he's the guy. Is that what you're thinking? Or
Yeah, yeah. If he's not injured, Trey's the guy. Yeah, I agree. His career starts now. It's time.
I
It's
hope so.
time. I really believe it, and I really hope they give him every single opportunity to be the quarterback.
I hope so. I hope so. I've seen a lot of really good comments. Here's a question for you. You ready for this one? This is from Yafi, right? Breezy, how many times is Trey going to change his throwing motion? I would love to know what you think about this.
Uh, I think it until it works, until it's the best that it can be.
If it's broke in this situation, if the junk is broke, you got to fix it, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
the quarterback, and if you looked at his original wind, it was like really winding it, and taking way too much time, opposed to bringing the ball up to the L and like releasing it like a dart. And so, like you said, if it's not working, if it's affecting his accuracy, if it's doing it
Hmm.
negatively, then you got to fix it. Now, if he was a quarterback that just had his throwing motion and he was still accurate and he was still doing this, I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But for some
Right.
reason, Trey needs to be able to get the ball out quicker, especially in this offense. Um,
Hmm.
because a split here of a second can change the whole, the economy of a game. You got a wide receiver that's supposed to be here, and your windup is taking too long, and then next thing you know, the ball's not as accurate as you need to get. And so I think fixing the throwing motion was number one for Trey Lance. He just needed to find out what was most comfortable for him, you know, what works best for
Hmm.
him. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
Agreed.
that's I hope that answers your question, Yafi. It's kind of you're looking at this throwing. Let's watch it again because you're looking at the throwing motion, and I know it's kind of like a souped up video, but this is all we got, guys. So no, there's no other videos. Shout out to the photographer that put this out there. We'll give him some shout outs. But yeah, here we go. So pretty. Okay,
It
so if you look
is.
at it, he's getting the release here, and then he's bringing the ball to his ear. This is old. This is how our dads and our coaches, when you didn't play quarterback, taught you how to throw a ball. Like it's back to the
Hmm.
basics for Trey Lance. It's fundamentals. This is a fundamental thing. Let's watch it. That was beautiful.
It is.
That
It's beautiful.
that was beautiful. And I'm not even talking about the spiral. I'm talking about he's at bay, he gets the ball released, and he's got the ball down here at bay, and he's just like, he's going through his progressions, okay? And there's no real
Hmm.
defense out there, but he's still got to pretend to go through the damn progressions. He's going through the progressions. He's 1, 2, 3. The guy's deep. He's open. That's what I want to hit. That's my specialty, baby. And then he takes the ball. It's a shorter windup. It's right at the ear, right at the elbow, and then bam, it's a dart out of his hand. This is the Trey Lance that we wanted to see. I see Terradome saying this is exactly what I'm trying to say. Terradome said it in probably less words. Very compact. Very compact. Now, the only thing that can change this is the actual speed of a football game, the defenders and all that type of stuff. But I think what you want from Trey Lance going into these OTAs, Jason, and correct me if I'm wrong, you want him getting comfortable with his throwing motion, period, and then allowing him to make whatever adjustments he sees once the defenses get out there and start ramping it up on him.
Oh yeah, you want him to get comfortable with his throwing motion first, and then you know, like you said, get then basically what you said is what I agree with. Getting ready with the motion.
We got another comment from Yan. He says, "Is it true that the old guy in the back was Jimmy G's coach? Or was that a person saying this was trolling?" I don't know if that was Jimmy G's coach. I'm digging the old fella in the back. He got the Goose Gossage kind of goatee mustache going on. And he was just there. Like I think he was amazed too. I think everybody that's looking that's getting first shout out to Preston Smith Photography too, by the way, that's getting this first look at Trey Lance. I mean, you must be there and it's almost like in awe. And so you're saying all right, let's see how well this dude does, you know, one-on-ones. And he's literally going up against Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if you guys take it the way I take it, but this was his first shot at competition. And so even
Yeah.
though it's friendly, it's
Mhm.
still competition because he don't want to let Mahomes down. He don't want to show Mahomes he weak. He don't want to. So I like this. This is the Trey I need in my life. I don't know about you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the Trey I need. I need to see this Trey. I need to see him confident, throwing the ball, just being confident out there and learning from probably the best quarterback in the NFL. You can't go wrong with learning from the best.
So we could throw all of these rumors. Aaron Rodgers, you could throw it in the trash. Kirk
Yep.
Cousins, you could throw it in the trash. Take the trash to a whole nother state and then dump it into something else and put some acid on it and just get rid of that one. And then as far
Yep.
as trading Trey Lance, that's the only small thing. I trust our organization, but they sometimes, Jason, to me, they can be funny. And what's
Hmm.
going on, Ted? And sometimes to me they can be funny. And I don't. I You said earlier on the show that you aren't getting that vibe, but why am I getting a funny vibe from the front office, the people in the front office about Trey Lance? Why do I get a funny vibe? I don't want that vibe. I want the vibe to go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think of it as being more of a misdirection, kind of like
Mm, hold on.
trying to you know, kind of putting us off. So we're thinking, oh, are they going to trade him or this or that?
So this is all propaganda. This is all set up.
I feel like it is.
That's the Niners. That's what they do. They
Yeah.
they, they set stuff up. They invite you and they lure you in, right? And then they make you feel one way and they're thinking something totally different. I love it. I love it. I love if what you're saying is correct and spot on. I love that 1,485%. Um, because earlier, before they spoke at the owners' meetings, I had the feeling that the 49ers are all in on Trey Lance. And I feel that way. I do.
Yeah.
But there's a
Me
vibe
too.
that I feel like there's a different agenda out there. And for some reason, I feel like the media is being fed, the national media, excuse me, is being fed a certain agenda and they're pushing Sam Darnold. They're pushing for Brock Purdy to get healthy super fast. And you're not hearing anything from Trey Lance. And then this video gets put out there by Preston Smith Photography. And it's like, oh, shoot, that's our quarterback. Yo, he looked way better than what he looked. Like, you know what I'm saying? But here, let me let
Yep.
me let me connect the dots because people be like, what the hell is Breezy talking about sometimes? Let me connect the dots. Okay. Because when you go back to the combine meeting with John Lynch, what did John Lynch first say about Trey Lance? He bigged him up, and then he said he can see him out the window, and he looks good. Well, what was he looking good in doing, Mr. Lynch? Let me show it again for those that just tuning in, because this is what John Lynch was seeing. Bam. Yeah. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is
Yeah.
the type of stuff John Lynch was probably seeing outside of his window when it came to Trey Lance. He just didn't really want to talk about it. He said, hey, man, he's looking good out there. We haven't put him through a full practice, but he's out there looking good. If that, to me, is him looking good, now I saw him looking good. So if that, to me, is him looking good, Raj, what's going on, baby? Raj is in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all show him some love. If that's him looking good from John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan already know that he got the league on lock. And here's the thing. This is what I love about the 49ers, right? And I don't think I haven't said this yet. I did put out a tweet, Jason, that when I said that, hey, man, I'm super comfortable with our quarterback room. I'm more comfortable with the quarterback room now than I was last year. A, because I know what I got in Brock. B, I ain't got to worry about Jimmy Garoppolo no more. And I hate to say it, but Sam Darnold is an upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo, in my opinion. He might not have won as many games, but he has a higher ceiling. That's an upgrade to me. We just got to see it. But
Yep.
here's what I really love. Every quarterback on this roster has an opportunity to be quarterback one. And so instead of looking at quarterback one, quarterback two, quarterback three, let's look at quarterback 1A, 1B, 1C. And that to me is the way I'm starting to perceive this, Jason. I don't know if you feel a little bit different. I would love to know your thoughts on that quarterback room, but I'm starting to see we got something brewing in Santa Clara, California, bro.
Oh, I agree. I agree. We have three quarterbacks that, like you said, they're not QB one, two, three. They're QB one A, B, C. 1A, 1B, 1C. And I agree, Darnold's an upgrade over Garoppolo, ceiling wise, for sure. Because, I mean, yeah, Darnold's not looked the best, but let's be real, he hasn't had the best supporting cast or the best coaching. So, yeah, and Brock looked great. I can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see Trey. I can't wait to see what Sam can do. If Brock is back by training camp, I mean, if we could have a full on quarterback battle, I mean, it would be amazing. It's going to be amazing to have a full on quarterback battle between Trey and Sam. But then if you were able to throw in Brock, that would be amazing.
I agree. I just think that everybody, like, if you're high end on Brock, cool. If you're low sell on Trey, cool. And if you just don't know what the hell to do about Sam Darnold, it's all cool, right? Because that's what makes this so interesting to me. But you know what? The one thing we don't know is what our coaches, our GMs, and those people know. Like, they made these moves for a reason, right? And it's not
Yep.
always a financial reason. I mean, sometimes it is. You got three quarterbacks that aren't costing you a lot of money on the cap, so that's huge, right? But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you also got three quarterbacks that Kyle Shanahan feels like he can win with. I think that's more important to
Yeah.
talk about than these guys like just competing, and Trey Lance is gonna be number two and Sam Darnold's gonna be one until Brock comes back, and then Brock's gonna be one. If Sam Darnold is winning, I'm not giving Brock his job back neither. What are we talking about? If
Man,
Sam Darnold is winning, why
no.
the hell am I giving it back to Brock Purdy? No disrespect, Brock.
Exactly.
It's just that we winning. If Trey Lance is winning, why would I
Yeah.
give the job to anybody else? Like, I think the purpose of having those guys is the simple fact that if something happened, it's called a contingency plan, right? So if plan A
Yeah.
doesn't work, I got plan B and plan C, and nothing changes.
There's a reason why you keep more than one quarterback on a roster. You have to have a contingency plan. It's like why you keep more than two receivers, more than three receivers. You have to have these contingency plans in case that something bad happens. Let's hope it doesn't. Let's hope Trey or Sam, whoever wins the job, stays healthy, plays productive, we're winning. You can't take that job away from them. They've earned it in my eyes. Whoever earns it and is playing well, winning, they earned it.
I agree.
You stay.
I agree 100%. I want to talk about a couple of these comments. This is from a man Raj. He says, to be honest, Jimmy is greater than Darnold, but he's injury prone. Trey working with Mahomes is the real story. Associate yourself with elite people if you want to be elite. I want to be elite, Raj. So happy Easter to you and your family. I'm associating myself with you, bro. He says Jimmy is greater than Darnold, and I think a lot of people probably would agree with that. But my preface was I'm taking Darnold over Jimmy because of his ceiling. Jimmy Jimmy's ceiling was reached after the first 5 games after he got injured. And then he was
Yeah.
limited to a floor, and he couldn't get past that. And I think that's why the game plan from Kyle Shanahan had to be revamped to the short throws, the check downs, the quick screens, the bubble screens, all because that was Jimmy's strengths. And so Sam Darnold can do that, but he also can get the ball down the field as well. And then when you bring in Trey Lance, well, Trey Lance gives you now back that option to run with the ball as well as get the ball down the field. And he's working on his shorter passing accuracy. Trey Lance is a throw deep first, throw second kind of guy. Sam Darnold is probably the same thing. I'm going to look for the deep route and then hit underneath if it ain't open. Whereas Jimmy is looking to hit underneath all the time. And to me, Brock Purdy's just the most efficient quarterback on the 49ers roster. He might not have that
Yeah.
strong arm to get the ball down the field, Jason, but damn, he gets through those progressions faster than anybody I've ever seen.
Oh, I agree. Brock, he gets through his progressions so quick, so fast. It was amazing seeing him come in there right away and just be productive and help the team win.
I agree with you.
It was amazing.
Is it Monte White? That's it. That's what I should have said. Jimmy G is better, but not greater. Ooh, them words,
Right.
man. If you was a preacher, that's the plate. That's the plate right there. That's the message. You may be better, but you're not greater. Oh, God. I wish I had. Do I got the sound music? I'm sorry, man. Hold on. Wow, that's a message right there. I'm telling you, that's a message right there. That's a message right there. Oh man, you may be better, but you're not greater. Oh,
Yeah.
um, oh man, look, and listen, hey, this is what I love about this show. You can disagree. You don't even have to put respectfully in front of it. But Kali, I love you, bro, and I like that your choice of words. That's cool. If you respectfully disagree, because you know what, we have not seen anything from Sam Darnold that tells me that he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo, and we've seen Jimmy be able to win games. What if all right, so I think I can go back and say, well, is Sam Darnold better than some of the other quarterbacks that we've had on our roster? Now let's go back to these other guys. Do you think Sam Darnold is better than Nick Mullins?
Oh yeah.
Do you think Sam Darnold is better than CJ Beathard?
Yeah.
Now we were able to win a game or two with those guys, but we were
Yep.
most successful with a Jimmy Garoppolo. So if he's not better than Jimmy, that's fair. It's also fair to say that Trey Lance isn't better than Jimmy Garoppolo, right? I think that's the fair. It's the same statement.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But I believe they're going to be greater. I believe that they're greater. They have more value.
Yeah.
They have more
Yep.
ceiling. So maybe my choice of word was wrong. But if you don't believe that they're greater either, that's fine too. It's all cool to disagree, guys. That's what this whole show is about, man. It's all about coming together and everybody giving their takes, man. I appreciate everybody out there. You know, I truly do. I just want to get to a couple of more questions with you, Jason, and we'll get up out of here, man. It's holiday weekend.
Sounds good. Yep.
Let's do some over and under stuff with you, and I want to talk about Trey Lance, and I'm going to preface this with him saying he's the starter. He's going to be the starter.
Okay.
All right, over or under 20 touchdown passes received for Trey Lance.
I'm gonna go over.
Ooh, over. Okay. Let's go with yards. Over or under 3,500 yards. Trey Lance.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Throwing.
Slightly over. Slightly over.
Throwing. I wanted to say throwing because I still think he'll get
Yeah.
500 rushing. Okay. All right. Here's a good one. Ready? Over or under 13 interceptions for Trey Lance.
I think under. I don't think. I think if his grip, his spiral, everything is working in tandem. I don't, and he sees the field better. I say under.
I got you. All right. And one more question. Over or under for Trey Lance. Now, again, we preface this for Trey Lance starting the season and finishing the season. This is full season for Trey Lance. I said we got a lot of people over and under, and I'm gonna highlight some of your comments out there after Jason finishes this last one. Over or under 7 Russian TDs for Trey Lance.
I'm gonna say under, just slightly under.
I like it. I like it a lot. I love it a lot. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and pull up some of these comments that we have up under here. We got some overs, we got some unders. We got some stuff about Sam Darnold saying that Darnold being better than Beathard and Mullins. I mean, he should be. He was a former first round pick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming that he's going to be better or whatnot. Big Dez has a comment. He says Jimmy had the opportunity to become a made man in 49er lore. If he could have hit that Super Bowl pass to Sanders, but at the same time, I truly believe Jimmy was concussed slightly from a previous late hit. Remember that late hit they didn't call a foul on with
I'm
Jimmy
trying
Garoppolo?
to remember.
Um,
Trying to remember which hit that was.
so I can't remember who did the hit, but there was a hit where Jimmy kind of got like I felt like he got like hit and hit his head hit the ground, if I'm not mistaken. And
Okay,
it was
yeah,
late, and that's what we're talking about. And
yeah.
Jimmy got up. Jimmy got up, and Jimmy complained to the refs, and then it was all downhill for Jimmy. But see, to me, Big Dez, and the crazy thing is, I agree with him. But damn, Kyle, why'd you continue to throw the ball? Like
Yeah,
we could have rushed it. We could have did this. We could have did. I don't know, man. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we didn't. But you're probably right. It's crazy. It's crazy to think out there. Listen, what a great show we had. I do have one more contribution I want to read from Uncle Scott. He says, "Hey Wayne, how do I get my prize from Wednesday's show? Just email me your mailing address. The WayneBreezy@gmail.com. You can email it to me. I'm gonna send that stuff out on Monday. All right. So on Monday I'll get it out. Or you can hit me up on one of the social medias. I think you're on the Patreon. You can send me a private message. Just give me that, and then I'll get it out to you on that on Monday. I'm gonna ship all the stuff out on Monday. All right, Jason. Again, man, I appreciate you for jumping on here with your boy Breezy, man.
thank you,
How excited
thank
are
you.
you to see Trey Lance just out there practicing at this moment?
Very excited, overly excited.
Yeah,
I just can't wait. Can't wait for the season. Can't wait for even training camp. Can't wait for OTAs, training camp, preseason. I mean, I'm dying for the draft to get here. So I can't wait for it all to really
damn.
get set in motion.
I forgot about the draft. Just that quick.
Yeah.
I skipped to May. I just want to see more Trey. Am I wrong?
Me
I want to
too.
see more Trey. And
No.
I know it was an 8-second
You're not
clip, and I know people were like, "Damn, was this an 8 second?" It was, but damn, man, I'll take that 8 seconds over nothing any day. And it was a good 8 second clip too, because you were able to
right.
assess the clip and kind of like get some things or some nuances that you're not used to seeing Trey Lance do, and you're like, yeah, like that's what's up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad to see him grow in that stint. And so I know it was short, but you're right. I totally forgot about the draft and things like that. And you know what? That's coming up in 3 weeks. So we got to get prepared for that. But Jason, I appreciate you for being here today, bro.
Thank you. Anytime, Wayne.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace.
All right, that's my man Jason Early. Make sure you guys go to 49erscap.com. 49erscap.com. Make sure you support everything that he's doing out there for the 49ers. Go ahead and follow him on Twitter as well. All right. Now, I do got to get to the poll question. All right. And so let me go ahead and get to the poll question. Which quarterback had the better throw in the practice video? Now, I ended the poll already. All right. So you can't vote anymore. We had 146 votes. We got 146 votes and 66 likes. How is that even possible? In the words of Kanye, how? Sway? Come on, man, fix that. All right, so I tell you what, hit the like button, and here's the answers. Now, the choices were Patrick Mahomes, Trey Lance, both, which means equal, and then neither. They weren't good. All right. Now, 4% of y'all voted for neither. That was weird. But the winner, and I don't know if this was biased because I saw that earlier out there in the chat that it was biased. 45% said Trey Lance. All right. And so I don't know if it was biased. I would have put both. I thought they were equally like they look like they were in sync. They look like they threw the damn ball at the same time, the same exact way. All right. But listen, man, I appreciate you guys for rocking out with me on this holiday weekend. Listen, be safe out there. Enjoy your families. If you guys celebrate the Easter season, the meaning of the Easter season, prayers up to you, your family, everything like that. To everybody out there, I love you. Stay up always. Stay strong. Stay faithful always. And we'll see you guys Monday. Same time, same place, man. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace out.